a very important thing to announce today. It's a very privilege to me to be able to announce the new senator for District 38. Hey! You know, we're going through some times right now that none of us expected and none of us were possibly prepared for. But it has hit us, we're here, but we get to come out of it. And how better can we come out of it than have good leadership? And the fellow that I'm going to introduce in a minute, which most of you don't know, is one of the people that we can really count on to work. He's a hard worker, he's willing to put in his time, he plays that to all of us, and he wants to move forward. He has good leadership skills. He not long ago was chairman of the Somerville Dorchester Chamber of Commerce. Worked a whole holiday with that. Now, just last year, he was the chairman of the Charleston Regional Development Alliance. We have a good leader. He's carried and brought in a lot of things through the alliance and helped us with that a lot. But I don't have to go much farther to say who that might be, because I think you know. All of us who don't know Sean Bennett need to spend a few minutes with him, and you will get to know him very quickly. So without me getting me off the stump, I want to turn it over to Mr. Sean Bennett. Hey!
Thank you, Mr. Tupper. I appreciate that. You don't know how much it means to have him part of this day today. He's done so much for Somerville and this county. Big shoes to fill, and I appreciate that very much. You know, behind me is a real success story. It's a locally run company with global roots. You know, there's a lot of success stories just right here in this area. These companies pay business license fees, they pay sales tax and property tax, they pay payroll tax and employment tax. And probably the most important function that they provide, though, is they give opportunities and jobs to people who live right here in this community. And that's significant. And to be honest with you, we need more of these folks. These companies do all these things with relatively little stress on the public sector and the processes and the systems and the infrastructure that we have. Without them, it would be left up to us individually as property owners to make sure that our roads were improved, our water systems are improved, all these types of things. The bottom line here, folks, in my opinion, is that the dirty little secret, or at least the thing that we don't talk about enough in this community, or in every community across the state, is that it takes a diversified economy, it takes a broad tax base, it takes good and varied jobs. And if we didn't have all those things, I will tell you that our school systems will never be adequately funded. Never. Our road systems will never be adequately funded without folks like this. We'll continue to have stresses on our infrastructure. We'll continue to have stresses everywhere. And taxes, no matter how many good people, no matter how many fiscally conservative people we elect, if we don't have this economic development in companies like this, it doesn't matter how many of those folks are in power, taxes are going to be raised on us because honestly there's nowhere else to go. So with that in mind, I'm happy to stand here today and declare that I will be running for Senate District 38. I got to tell you also, when I put together these comments, I had allocated a lot more time for the applause and the cheers. So we might get through this a little quicker than I anticipated. But we'll try to get there. No, seriously, economic development, it takes a team effort to achieve economic development success. We got to have people that can work with anybody, that can work with any organization. And I feel with my experience with the Chamber and also with the CRDA, which Mr. Tupper spoke about, I think we're well suited to take on that challenge. Now, Best case scenario is this election comes June 12th, 2012. We got out early for a couple of reasons. The biggest reason, though, is to get the dialogue out there and have the discussions over time, so that we can open it up and we can see what every citizen is looking for, and so that I can get my message across to those people. So 7.5 months is a long time. We're going to have plenty of time to talk about the individual issues. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that tonight. What I'd like to talk to you about is a little bit of why I'm running. Okay. First of all, I believe that South Carolina has the ability to become a significant player on the global stage. I believe that in all my heart. I believe that in the 9 years that I've been affiliated with the Charleston Regional Development Alliance. I've sat in on those meetings, see what companies are looking for. I believe that in my heart. I believe that we're poised to do that both culturally and economically. I believe that the Charleston region is the best positioned region in the state in order to take that leadership role. And I got to tell you, I believe in my heart of hearts that Dorchester County is the jewel of the Charleston region. But we do need to polish it up a little bit. So that's one. Second of all, I believe in U.S. exceptionalism. You've seen that on the national news a lot. I believe that. I believe we are excellent. I believe South Carolina is excellent. I believe the people of Dorchester County and of District 38, if given the opportunity, can be excellent as well. This is something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. We have got to bring professionalism back to elected office. I understand we're frustrated. We're frustrated nationally. We're frustrated locally. We have strong opinions. We have strong beliefs. We should share those opinions and beliefs. We should debate those opinions and beliefs. But all of that has to be done professionally and respectfully. And I believe that we can be better represented in District 38 in Columbia with someone that can do that.
Here, here.
I also believe that there are a number of challenges facing the state of South Carolina, but the two biggest is that we have got to figure out a way to fix the antiquated funding formulas that fund both our transportation infrastructure and our school systems. Until we do that, we are never going to get out of this cycle. We have got to figure out a way where fast-growing communities like Dorchester County, like Summerville and District 38 especially, we've got to figure out a way that those communities are not punished and don't have obstacles put in place of them so that they can reach their full potential. That's a critical component. It's going to take a lot of work. We're going to be facing a lot of headwinds, but that's something that I commit that we're going to do. That's it, really. I mean, those are the big four. There are a lot of smaller things that are built into that. There are a lot of aspects that we'll discuss over time, but those are the biggies. I believe in South Carolina. I believe in South Carolina. I believe in South Carolina. And I believe as much in Dorchester County. We've got to be professional. We've got to get everybody pulling on the same rope in the same direction. We've got to be gentlemanly. We've got to make things happen in a respectful nature in Columbia. We've got to fix those funding mechanisms. Now, when I sit up here and I talk about assets and the value of assets being our infrastructure and our education system, our schools, probably the most important and valuable asset to me is standing right over here, my family. Yes, even you. My wife, Tina. I didn't allocate a lot of time for that. My wife, Tina, has been behind me for 19 years now. She hadn't always agreed with me, but she's been behind me and supported me, and I thank her for that. My daughters, Haley and Hayden Grace. We've had a lot of conversations recently around the kitchen table, and they're supportive. And honestly, without their support, I couldn't be doing this. Without your support, I couldn't be doing this. But I want to thank the three of them, especially for thank them in advance for a lot of stress that they're over the next 7 months. I want to thank my friends and my colleagues. A lot of you are out there, all of you are out there today. A core group of folks that will remain nameless for now have certainly helped me over the past, certainly 2.5 months as we've been discussing this and debating this and working out all the issues and really testing me and making sure that we had the right thing, that our mindset and the reasons why we were running were there. I want to thank them for that very much. But I want to thank all of my friends and family. Some of you I've known for almost all my life. Friends and family is what kind of molds you and creates your personality and helps you get to the point where you're making good decisions. And I want to thank each and every one of my friends and family for that. I want to thank my staff. You know, my office, I think we do a lot of good things for people every day. And we're going to continue to do that. And my staff knows that this is going to take some time, but they're committed to making sure our clients are taken care of and that we don't miss a step. And I want to thank them for being there for me during even all the head shaking every time I mention I'm going to do something. They just shake their head. I want to thank Yvonne. Where's Yvonne? I want to thank Yvonne for allowing us to use your facility. You know, it takes some guts to stand out there and make your place available for somebody getting into the public realm. You run the risk of alienating some folks and putting yourself out there. I appreciate that. I appreciate the trust that you've placed in me and appreciate the use of the facilities here. We do have, before I get going too much longer, we do have some refreshments. I know that Yvonne is looking forward to showing off her facility in here. I hope you take advantage of that and spend some time with us. As I mentioned before, not getting into a whole lot of details on issues right now, but I'm more than happy to answer any questions that anyone may have. I'm not afraid of any of those issues, and I'll talk to you about it, and I look forward to that. A lot of faces I know, and I look forward to seeing you again. A lot of faces I don't know, and I look forward to meeting you. So let's start that here in just a few minutes. I think the final thing that I'd like to end with, I don't know if anybody saw this in the paper Saturday. There was an article with a little poll, and it was really behind the Occupy Wall Street and the Tea Party and that sort of thing. But something that stuck out in my mind here was one of the questions in the poll. And I don't know if it was a liberal poll or a conservative poll or if it was left wing or right wing. I really don't care. But here was the question. It said, do the following words describe your personal feelings about American politics? 84% of the people polled used the word disappointed as something that represents their thoughts and views on American politics. 87% used frustrated. Only 17% of people polled felt inspired was a word that they would use to describe American politics today. 82% would not use the word proud. 82%. I don't know if I'm inspiring. I don't know if I inspire you. I'll give it a shot. But I hope at the end of the day that you'll at least be able to say you're proud. Thank you.